What do you have to say for yourself? Dude, it dried. Morning guys, we're back on the Corvette today. Today we're gonna be working with Camille, maybe Felix if he gets involved, but he's too lazy. We're gonna be working on removing the rest of the steering wheel column and the dash, and we're actually gonna start with the bird cage, putting the coraseal on and painting it, and hopefully do the same thing for the interior. So tomorrow, hopefully, or later today, we could start working on the rest of the car, but we'll keep you guys updated. All right, I don't care who you are or what you know, you can always use the help of a forum on any car. Literally, nowadays with the internet, just go to literally Google, you know, Crown Vic forum, Corvette forum, Jeep forum, whatever you want to look up, and they'll have one. And sometimes it takes, you know, just a tiny little thing that you don't know that somebody else knows that can make your whole job a lot easier. So that's just a piece of advice for you guys. We're actually struggling with the steering column. We had an issue trying to get it out. You know, we did get some help on the forum, but now we're just disconnecting all the wires. I'm gonna show you guys real quick.
The thing is,
what?
It's connected to the harness, and this is in here.
Oh crap.
So we could pull this out now technically, but it won't come all the way off the car unless we undo this.
Let's look at it. All right, so we're not out of the clear just yet. We still have other issues. We decided we're just gonna do the whole.
Oh, okay. Look at this. Look at this.
Okay, Calvin figured it out.
This could come out.
Yeah, Calvin figured it out. But yeah, we just want to get everything out of the interior. We were gonna leave the steering column in and a couple other things, but honestly, it's like if we're gonna go through the hassle of taking everything, you know, sanding and grinding the rust out and filling it with coraseal, we just decided to do the whole thing like this. Once the carpets come in, we put everything in. We know for a fact that the whole interior, one, is rust free, two, it's sealed and painted, so under the carpet we really don't gotta worry about, you know, having freaking rust build up again or something like that. So just wanted to let you guys, you know, in on what we're doing right now. We're gonna keep working on it. When it's time for paint and coraseal, we'll take you guys through the process again. All right, so we finally got the steering wheel column, the dash right there, as you guys can see. We had help from a guy from Poland on how to remove this whole thing. That's why you gotta love the internet. So right there, we're gonna be treating that metal. We're gonna be cleaning up everything. We're gonna remove the whole wiring harness. We're gonna be testing every single wire individually, just to make sure, you know, when we put everything back in, we don't have an issue with one of the wires. Oh, sorry, it's got really dark in here. There you go. Yeah, we're gonna be testing the wires individually on a bench, just to make sure when we put everything back in there. I think there's a bird in here. When we put everything back in there, it's we don't have like a burnt wire or a cut wire or something. So like this, we know that the wires going in are 100% working, and so that's what we're doing. That's what we're gonna be doing right now. Okay, so we got the column out, you guys saw earlier. We ended up removing, all the doors. All the doors are out. Camille's there, you know, removing some of that old glue. The wires, they're all ran to a fuse box and then throughout the engine bay. So we're actually not gonna be removing them like the original plan. We're gonna bag them up, kind of leave them on top of the cowl for now while we treat the inside, and then we'll test them, you know, on the car, so to make sure everything's working. Calvin's working on removing the rear bumper. We're gonna remove this whole rear end because we are planning to push the car into the garage because it's gonna be raining. What is it? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or something like that. So right now we're gonna treat this. We're gonna prep this for treatment area, and we're gonna move forward, just, you know, tidying up the inside, scraping away more of the rust, just getting it ready to be treated, you know. And right here, as we were taking the door off, this crack actually delaminated the support. So I have to figure out exactly how to fix that without making it worse or just creating a bigger headache. I'll keep you guys updated. That's all I gotta say. So you guys can see the car looks a lot different. We got the steel bumper off, all the wiring harness is off, the door off, the door's off. There she is, gutted and ready to be treated. So right now we're actually just gonna probably straighten up a bit and start grinding most of the, like, the flaky rust off, and hopefully we can start treating it today.
We could pull it in and work through the night if you're not tired.
Yeah, we could also do that. That's what I'm saying. We could we'll see, because we just spent, what, a good hour?
Yeah, and well, I mean, it was worth it because we took a few inches off the length of the car.
My garage, unfortunately, is kind of small. So now that we got the, the rear bumper off, the front bumper's off, the crush bar's off, we could bring the car at least, 3/4 of the way in and work on it during the night with the lights on and everything like that. Because before we were limited to daylight, pretty much. So
we're bored and we want to just work on the car.
Exactly. And hey, it's gonna be raining all week.
We can't sleep.
It's pretty much gonna be raining all week, anyways.
Yeah.
So. Alright guys, well, right now we're just gonna be straightening up and I'll start filming when we start prepping for coraseal. Alright, so we ended up getting the car in the garage. It's starting getting really nasty outside, just heavy winds, and with the garage door open it was just getting full of dust and leaves and trash. So we ended up pushing the car in. Calvin right now is working on removing the pedals. We actually, as we were getting ready for the coraseal, we decided to take everything out of the interior. It just made more sense to have it completely gutted and done right the first time, instead of, getting the floors treated and then realizing, oh shit, we gotta do this and that. So right now Calvin's getting the pedals out. Pretty much the whole AC and dash center is all out. The passenger side is done. The driver's side just got those to go. I'm actually going to be starting to apply the prep ball. Again, why do I keep saying prep ball? The coraseal.
Because it's my fault.
Yeah.
It's my fault.
So I already applied the coraseal right here. Let me show you guys. So I already applied the coraseal right here, as you guys can see. Just a little test patch. We got a little hole that's going to be fixed. So this is a good result for coraseal. When it turns black like this, that means it's working. If it's turning brown or grayish, that means it's not, there's contamination in it. So pretty much I gotta get this whole thing cleaned out. I'm not gonna wash, I'm just gonna like acetone and spread just to make it clean a bit. And we're gonna start from up here, like this whole area, work our way down, and then do the bird cage and the top last, because we don't want to have that stuff dripping down on us while we're working. Okay, so we're moving along. It's actually got very late, it's like 10:30 already. We just started applying the coraseal to half of the bird cage and the whole passenger seat, as you guys can see. The back area we're gonna do later, because once you apply it, you gotta apply like a second coat to it. So kind of the game plan right now is treat this whole area, so tomorrow it's ready for paint. So tomorrow morning we'll treat the back, let that cure, tack up a bit, hit it again, and then let it dry overnight. And then tomorrow afternoon, once the back is treated, we're gonna go ahead and paint the front. Again, once that's painted, we'll let it, the next day we'll go ahead and paint the back. So it's kind of like a little bit of a process to get that painted, but it's so it's what we gotta do to make it look good, right? We got the heater cranking on back there. Calvin, how you making that?
Good, man. Good. Just about getting the clutch and the brake out. Just gotta get this clutch to fuck off real quick.
Yeah, so he's having technical difficulties or mechanical difficulties because there's no technology in this car. Alright, so we're just gonna keep you guys updated throughout the process. Hopefully we could get this done tonight. Alright guys, so it is the next day. We ended up staying very late last night to get the whole interior treated. As you guys can see, Let's see. Looks good. Yeah. So the whole interior is treated right now with coraseal. 90% of the metal has been converted to rust. As you guys could... What, you touched it? Don't worry. Your shirt's ruined anyways. So all that black stuff that you guys see over there, that's all treated metal. So when it's black, that means the conversion has started. So about 90% of it happens in the first 24 hours. And over time, you know, under the paint, it works its way deeper into the metal. So right now, Calvin's actually doing his first fiberglass repair patch. See right there. It might not be too pretty, but it's not a big deal because that's gonna be covered under insulation and carpeting and everything like that. We're gonna, you know, make it as flat and unnoticeable as possible, but there was a little hole down there that we had to get fixed. That's not a big deal. So right now we're gonna let the rest of the treatment, the coraseal, dry up. Same thing with the fiberglass patch. There you go, you guys can see it right there. Once the whole thing is cured up and dried up, we're gonna go ahead and do the work in the back that needs to be done. It's just a few little metal strips that have like surface rust, and honestly, if we're doing the whole interior, we might as well just hit every piece of metal and whatever in the passenger area of the car. So that's the plan for today. Once we hit that, we're gonna go ahead and paint the bird cage, the interior, everything, and just kind of like interior black, it's rattle can, just to prevent more rust building up. Obviously, you know, when we put the carpets on, you're not really gonna see this, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be a perfect paint job. So I just wanted to update you guys on that, and I'll take you guys along for the ride, and hopefully we can get the interior done in today's video. All right, so kind of a bit of change of plan. Shut up, Calvin. So Calvin's patch came out okay. We're gonna let that dry. The interior needs about another hour of...
Just came out okay? Yeah, okay.
So the interior needs another hour of drying. The coraseal is almost dry to the touch, but it's just, we can't really paint until it is 100% dry. So that's gonna have to sit in the sun and bake. We didn't want to just sit around and do nothing, and for the next 3 days we're actually gonna have a lot of rain. So kind of the game plan was, we're gonna start on the rear end. We're gonna start filling in any cracks, any well, the rear end doesn't have any cracks, but any valleys or stuff like that. We have fiberglass, short hair fiberglass bondo that, you know, we could fill in. We're gonna try and, you know, get the rear end as smooth as possible, so like this, when it's raining for the next 3 days, we don't have to worry about working on the back of the car. We could just focus on the engine bay and fixing the front, you know, front clip of this car. So I just want to update you guys on that, because, you know, we actually are moving a little bit quicker than expected, but the paint kind of slowed us down. Well, the coraseal slowed us down. So all right, so we actually got a little extra help. Felix in the house, Seth in the house, Calvin's always here. But so we got ahead and painted the whole interior. Almost done. What, one more coat, 2 more coats?
Yeah, one more coat.
We started doing some bondo work on the back end of the car. We did end up getting some high build primer. So once the body's pretty nice and straight, we're gonna go ahead and primer the whole thing, hopefully today or tomorrow afternoon. So we'll see. 12.
All right, here we go.
Welcome to Backyard Engineering 101.
So right now we're getting some primer on this bad boy, or girl, not sure really. Was it male or female?
I don't know. It's a car, Calvin.
It's gotta be female. It's always a female.
It's a she. It's always gonna be a she.
It's a it.
No, it's a she.
It's a zer or zim.
This is Sally 2.0. Because my Camaro is Sally, so this is Sally 2.0.
Is that an insult on Ford owners?
Yeah, fuck Ford.
No, because Mustang Sally.
Nobody cares.
Isn't that the thing?
Yeah, but nobody cares about that.
Anyways, we're getting this primer coat on, but you
just take them through the steps of what we've done so far today, because I think this is pretty much a wrap for today's video.
Yeah.
Well, not today's video, but yesterday and today's video.
Yeah. So before we even got to the part where we put the primer on, we had to clean up the body for the most part. So there's some cracks, there were some divots, what do you call them, valleys,
there were just low spots in the fiberglass. Like this car is what, 50 years old now?
Yeah.
So there was parts where there was sanded before, or there was, you know, just.
Or someone tried to patch up
issues on the body.
Like on the top over here, like a patch was, you could actually see the fibers, right?
Yeah, it looks like somebody either had a crack here before or something, but they patched this whole thing and they just left it exposed. So this was like a high spot, this was a low spot, there was a crack over here. So we went ahead, you know, we grinded out the cracks, we filled them up with fiberglass Bondo, it's like the short hair fight, yeah. And you know what, like surface stuff was just regular Bondo, like surfing lazy.
And a lot of sanding.
Like what, 5-6 hours of sanding?
Oh my god. And what was the grits we were using?
We started off like, we even used 80 for certain things, but we pretty much went from 80 to 400. Like right now this is 400 grit under the this high build primer.
Alright. So you heard it from the magic man himself. So we're just gonna finish priming this little baby up, and then we'll see where we go from there. But for now, peace out.
Alright guys, this is kind of the finished product. As you guys can see, we're inside. It started raining. The weather hasn't been really on our side today, so we're gonna be wrapping up the video on the whole rear end and how we sanded it, Bondo it, you know, we used high build primer, and we pretty much did the interior, as you guys can see. So if you guys stay tuned, next we already started, but Calvin's working on the whole front end. We're dismantling everything, getting it ready for, you know, glass work and some cleaning up. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Calvin, say bye.
Peace out.
Peace.